All right, today we're going to work through pages 171 through 173. And I am increasing the pages a little bit just to get further in our language books. That doesn't mean I'll give you more work. We'll just go over more subjects and more pages. All right, so we have compound pronouns today. Remember, pronouns are words that take the place of a noun. So I could say Gabe, or I could say you, or I could say he or him. April, I could say your name, or I could say you, or she, or her, depending on how I'm referring to you in a sentence. So pronouns always need an antecedent somewhere. I know that's a fancy term, but know when somebody says antecedent for a pronoun, April, you are the antecedent for you. Gabe, you're the antecedent for him. So if I'm referring to you or him in the sentence, somewhere prior to that, even within that sentence, I should have said your names or in a sentence before so the reader knows who I'm talking about. All right. So pronouns, though, can be compound. And the way they can be compound is if we add the word self or selves to them. If you get to black ink here. As lovely as that blue is, it is kind of cool, isn't it? Maybe I'll just like try it just for fun. Okay, I'll make it skinnier though. All right. Okay. So him, her, it, and them, my, your, and our are all pronouns. Say these compound pronouns with me. Himself, herself, itself, themselves, myself, yourself, yourselves, ourselves. Compound personal pronouns are used in the predicate to refer back to the subject or add emphasis. They do not take the place of personal pronouns. This is the important thing about them. This is correct. You would just say, help yourself to some more spaghetti. So even though I didn't say you in an imperative sentence, the you is understood. So I have you and yourself, right? Here, the boys drew themselves a map to remember where they hid the treasure. The Lord himself. Do you see how they just kind of, their use is almost like an emphasis a little bit, but you're going to have either a regular pronoun in this sentence or an understood pronoun or another noun in this sentence. Okay, let's look down at Think A. Study these incorrect usages of a compound noun and rewrite the sentence correctly. So Benjamin and himself built a treehouse in the live oak. So the problem with this is himself is somebody besides Benjamin. And he's not named or referred to besides the himself. So the correct way to do this, I could say Benjamin and, can you see that? He himself. That's the only way you could use that. Okay? Now, you don't have to use the himself. Okay? But you can. But you have to have that he in there. Okay? Or you could say, let me erase, Benjamin and, you could say Benjamin and Gabe. Do you know a Benjamin, Gabe? Gabe built themselves. See that? A treehouse in the live oak tree. You could do that. But you see how themselves is referring to Benjamin and Gabe. Do you see that? So you can't have the self in there without something else in there being labeled, being written down. I have bought a bouquet of flowers for yourself. So that would be totally incorrect. I'm not loving this blue. It's a little bit too light. So I would say I like that one. Have a bouquet of flowers for you. That would probably be the best way. You could say I myself, see, you could say bought a bouquet of flowers. I myself have bought a bouquet of flowers, and I won't write it all. Bouquet of flowers for you. But you see, I myself, the myself has to have this first. Okay? Never use the incorrect forms of his self, that's not even a word, or their selves. Just know that those are not words. Okay? Let's turn to the next page. All right, 172. Write correct in the blank if the compound pronouns are used correctly. If the sentence contains an error. Sorry. You know what? I don't have. I took out my earplugs have a microphone on it. It helps you guys hear it better. I sure hope you guys heard that last lesson. Well, I'm going to plug this in right now. I do have my tablet upside down, so I'm not bumping into the microphone as much. All right. So if it has a correct, we're going to fix it. Okay. So the floor was so shiny I could see myself. So do you see how you have I here and myself? So that's correct. Okay. Are Anna and yourself going to church? That's not right. You would do you. Even the mother of Jesus herself needed Christ to save her. So we have the mother and herself in one sentence. So that's correct. Michael cut himself. That's not even a word. It's himself. Madison gave herself away by laughing during the joke. So we have Madison and herself. So that's good. Have you ever read the book itself? Well, that's not even. Have you ever read the book yourself? You shouldn't be in it. It's not very nice to call yourself in it. My brothers tried to repair my bike themselves. That's not a word. It's themselves. Has Tyler himself heard that he won the election? His self is not a word. It's himself. Let me look at page 172. Oh, I can't look at my book. When does my book start up again? my teacher book, remember, is missing all these pages. Let's see, when does it start? Oh, it starts back up at 177. I want to look on the next page and see what we got going. Maybe I'll have you do this on your own, but we'll do this together. Yourselves will need to clean up this mess. Okay, so we can't see, this is all by itself, so that's not good. So you would have to say, if you could say you yourselves, you could say it like that, will need to clean up this mess, giving a little emphasis on you without me helping you, right? The toddler sang himself to sleep. See how himself has toddler here? So that's correct. We will make all the invitations ourselves. So we, ourselves. So that's good. John timed himself on the arithmetic speed drill. So John and himself are in the same sentence. So this is correct. Hannah sent myself. Ooh, no. She sent me a postcard. The children got theirselves. Well, you can use a self here, but there is not a word. Theirselves is not a word. So it's themselves. Okay? Forget about this. Let's go on to the next page. I like how I get rid of all the writing assignments. All right. This I might have you do because this would be good. So don't moan. So you're writing a sentence using a nominative case personal pronoun. Okay. Oops, I got somebody texting me. Let me check here real quick. Let me text my husband. We're in the same house. I don't feel like we're talking to each other on the phone. we're both in a chair. We don't want to get up. Okay. So write a sentence with a nominative case pronoun and circle your pronoun. So let's review the nominative case pronouns. It's I, you, he, she. Oops, I said he and wrote she. He, she, it. That's a he. And then we. You can also you is plural. I won't write it though. And they. So write a sentence using that. Okay? Write a sentence using an objective case pronoun. So that would be me. You is also objective. Him. Her. It is also both. Us. And them. Write a sentence, write a compound personal pronoun. So you can use yourself. They're all on the other page. Remember, we can look over there. Or yourselves. Okay, you can look on the former page for these. But make sure in your sentence that you're either referring, you either write the person's name it's talking about, right? Or use another pronoun, a regular personal pronoun to refer to them. So make sure you don't make that error when you write that sentence. So I have 3 sentences you can write me. Okay? And I'll do remember E with you. Are we on page 173? Yep, so we're on the line. Okay, here we go. My brother and I are excited about the flow trip. If you're not for sure, get rid of my brother and just say, would you say, oh, they don't want to know if they want to know if you're using the right verb, aren't they? So we don't have to worry about, are we using the right pronoun? So let me get rid of this right here. Oh. No. Let me go back to this. How about that? There we go. All right. So my brother and I, this makes 2. So would we use am or are? Yes, we would use are. So in this one, it's either or. It's one or the other. So you would still use singular. Neither Brian nor I, which one's singular? Has ever. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Our backpacks and lunch. So these are more than one. So that would be plural. And so we need a plural verb. Which one's plural? Were. Remember, in verb land, the S means singular. It's the opposite from nouns. Bacon and eggs. Well, first of all, eggs is plural, and we have bacon, so we got lots of plural. They make. The S would make that singular, would mean singular. So, make is plural. We all agreed that 4 hours was not too much or were not too much time. Yes, it's were, plural, because hours are plural. Was is singular. Okay, hour was, hours were. You can almost hear at this point in your life. All right, so just do those 3 sentences for me, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.